Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. So we're going to continue on with this team, and there's still a few moves that I need to add to this team. I want to give Venusaur HP Fire over Sleep Powder because I never use it. And I believe, oh yeah, I want to give Cresselia Ice Beam because I figured out that that was a little bit more important than Moonblast. I miss out on Scrafty and Hydreigon, which is unfortunate, but for those two I do have Mega Altaria, so it's not that big of a deal. And the other one I wanted was, yeah, Ferrothorn. I need to give it Seed Bomb. Right now I have Gyro Ball on it, but I don't know. I mean, in the rare spot where I'll be fighting against, another Ferrothorn, I'd rather not be hitting it physically. And Seed Bomb's pretty good because, it doesn't miss. So while it doesn't hit Rotom as hard, it still does its job, It's not like Rotom can really do anything back to me. So I'm going to hit Challenger, we're going to get going. So that's what I want to do. Obviously I have to do it instead of just saying I want to do it. But, laziness, my friends. Laziness. Actually, it's less laziness and more I just kind of completely forgot, until I started recording for this episode. I was like, oh, wait, I really wanted HP Fire on this thing. I'll do it another day, So it looks like we've got Pachirisu, Garchomp, Gardevoir, Gyarados, Tyranitar, and Landorus. So I'm going to just straight out assume that that's going to be a Mega Gyarados. Sejun Park's team actually was released today on Nugget Bridge in an article, and I think he's had it for maybe a little while on his own blog, but it's in Korean, so I'm pretty sure most of us watching this video cannot speak or read Korean. Not counting that, saying that everyone can. I'm sure there's maybe a couple of people. But, there is a chance that this person made the team today, or it might not have been today. I noticed it today. That doesn't mean it was today. So, the Pachirisu's just going to be taking hits all day. I think I'm just going to start off with Altaria. He's got a lot of things that I can just hit really hard with. Everything but the Landorus's hit, and the Pachirisu's hit super effectively. And if that is a Mega Gyarados, it is hit super effectively. So I think I'm going to also start off with Cresselia. That'll let me get Trick Room up. What do I want for that? See, now this is where I really wish I had Ice Beam on this thing. We got that Tyranitar. I'm gonna bring Ferrothorn, hoping it's not Fire Blast Tyranitar. We could very easily Gyro Ball in it and Leech Seed and stuff like that. Jellicent might be a little risky against the Gyarados. I'm trying to think. Tyranitar might actually be pretty useful here. Regular Venusaur could possibly be... No, we're going to go for Tyranitar. While Venusaur is one of my Megas, it is one of those Pokemon where I can bring it and not Mega Evolve, which is what I kind of like about it. I don't necessarily have to Mega Evolve right away with it, which is great, because that does give me some options. I'm not stuck with, oh, I could use both Altaria and Venusaur, because, Altaria on its own isn't really very good. It does kind of need that Mega Stone. But it looks like we got a Gardevoir lead, and that's not fun at all. And this is really, I really do wish I had Ice Beam, because this would be very easy for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm going to go straight for that Protect. And I'm going to go for Trick Room. We're going to see what this Gardevoir is going to do. I'm expecting it just to go for a straight up Moonblast onto Altaria, which kind of means I'm not going to be able to take it out. Pretty sure Helping Hand boosted Ice Beam, Hyper Voice won't be enough. But I'm just Mega Evolving, so I have a better switch in later, if that makes sense. So I have something to switch in with better defenses later. Kind of like what I used to do with the Blastoise. I Mega Evolve first turn. Okay, so it's gonna go for Dazzling Gleam. I'm actually not too worried about that. And Knock Off. Now that should not take me out. It'll do a good chunk. Wow, that actually did a good chunk. And we do get Trick Room off. So it went for Dazzling Gleam. And I don't know what I could really use Cresselia for. It's not really, you know, super offensive. So I could either switch... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Hyper Voice. We should be able to take a Dazzling Gleam. Judging by the damage, we didn't see Life Orb, and it wasn't really enough damage to really... It didn't really shout specs. So I'm going to bring in a Ferrothorn here. If Hyper Voice doesn't take it out, which it won't, 2 of them will, in addition to Gyro Ball. Or Gyro Ball, or whatever. So he's going to withdraw the Landorus, which is an interesting switch into the Pachirisu. So, interesting switch indeed. Hyper Voice does more than half good, and Dazzling Gleam goes off, and like I said, it really shouldn't take out my Altaria, and it doesn't. Beautiful. Okay, so he's probably going to go for Follow Me. I don't know why he would, but just in case, I am going to go for Leech Seed. Should I go for Leech Seed on the Pachirisu? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for Leech Seed on the Pachirisu, because Hyper Voice will take out the Gardevoir, so I'm not too worried about that. And this way, we'll start draining its HP, getting things back and stuff like that, so that should be good for us. He could switch out here. Very possible indeed. But this Leech Seed will give me my HP back and stuff like that, so I'm looking forward to that. It looks like he's going to take some time. Obviously, Follow Me won't help him here because I am spamming Hyper Voice, and that is a spread move. So I'm not entirely sure why he switched into Pachirisu there. Probably wanted to preserve Landorus for some reason. Not really sure what. It might be Scarfed. It might be Scarfed. It's possible. Maybe he was predicting the Ice Beam. Which is, again, very possible. So I get the Leech Seed off. It doesn't look like he's going for... Ooh, Citrus Berry? Maybe not. Is that not Citrus Berry? Okay, it is Citrus Berry. I thought it would proc beforehand. Yeah, so he's going for Super Fang. Onto the Ferrothorn! Oh, not fun. Oh, please don't tell me you took yourself out with that. Okay, good. I'll get at least some HP back. I was like, oh, come on. Did you do that on purpose? You're a jerk. Okay, so that was kind of a silly move to do. In my opinion, I think that's safe to say. That was pretty silly to Super Fang the Ferrothorn. I mean, you did get rid of half of my HP, but at the same time, you just took out your Pachirisu. Interesting. So in comes Garchomp, which is obviously going to be going for a Protect here. But I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to go for Hyper Voice, and I think I'm just going to go for Leech Seed onto the Landorus. So I'm going to go for Hyper Voice, and I'm going to go for Leech Seed. Hopefully the Garchomp doesn't Protect. That would be very nice. And I'm Leech Seeding the Landorus because, well, I don't know. If it doesn't have Super Power, we can wall it to death with Ferrothorn. And if the Garchomp doesn't have Fire Fang, again, we can wall it to death. So I'm not too worried about the Ferrothorn. I do think it's going to have superpower. Garchomp's going to Protect. That's fine. It means he might actually be trying to take out the Altaria this turn. Because if he didn't, the Garchomp would be in quite a pickle. So let's see how much this Hyper Voice does. A decent amount. No, he's going for Rock Slides. I don't understand that. Alright, maybe he doesn't have superpower. Do we have one? Please tell me we have one more turn left of Trick Room. We do. Oh, beautiful. So I'm going to go for Hyper Voice. That should take out the Landorus, and I'm going to go for Leech Seed on the Garchomp, and that should be more than enough to finish this battle. Because we can't flinch from Rock Slide if we're going first, so that's beautiful. Very odd that he went for Rock Slide. I'm just assuming that he probably doesn't have superpower, because he probably would have gone for Ferrothorn. It would have taken me out. But I don't know what he's thinking. He's probably going to try and get a double Protect off. No, not at all. Interesting. So we get the double Leech Seed. So even if, say somehow both of them live this turn, which Garchomp will live. I know it lives these moves, but the Leech Seed will be more than enough to help me win. And the crit was on Landorus, I think it was. So he's going to go for Earthquake here. doesn't take out my Ferrothorn. It does take out my Altaria, but not a big deal, not a big deal, not a big deal. And Leech Seed should be more than enough to finish it off. Yes. Awesome. Beautiful. Love it. I love it. Cool. I love Ferrothorn. It's just so good at cleaning up matches. Because once you get rid of the things that can't beat it, and you get the Leech Seed, and like if it's like 1v2 and he has like no real hits, you can Leech Seed them both up, protect, sit around. They're gonna have to hit you eventually, and it's lovely. It's just such a good janitor. It's so good at cleaning up the ends of matches. It ties up all loose ends. I love it. And there's really not a lot of things that can one-hit KO it or really, like, you know, like put a dent in it. And that's really good. That's really good, because if you can get rid of those, you know, I have, what is this, like 52 Pokemon that can basically one-hit KO it, which does seem like a lot, but then you have to like kind of consider, oh, you know, one of them is Cobalion, no one's really going to be using that. One's Delphox, no one really uses that. One's Flareon, no one's really used that. Like, you get the drift, you know, not every single thing here is always going to be used. And I just do it so I know, so I'm not like in a random battle and there's a Primeape, and I'm like, Primeape, am I going to be able to do this? You know, I mean, obviously, Primeape was a bad example. Primeape was a really bad example. But I think you get what I'm saying, you know, like, I just want to know what I should be worried about, you know? So, hey, it works for me. It doesn't have to work for you guys. But it's a nice reference sheet that I have. So it looks like we've got Mawile, Florges, Rotom Wash, Garchomp, Talonflame, and Gyarados. So he's probably going to bring in the Mawile like right off the bat. I don't see why not. So if Venusaur's HP Fire can take out the Mawile, I think I can beat it with Flamethrower. That makes sense. So I think I want to start off with Cresselia and Altaria. And that should be good. I'm gonna bring Ferrothorn in the back, and I really wish it had Seed Bomb. That would really help me here. And it's definitely going to be very helpful for the Mawile and the Florges and the Garchomp and the Gyarados. So that's really important. And I think I'll bring Tyranitar. Ice Punch is going to be helpful. Rock Slide is going to be helpful. Crunch is going to be pretty helpful against that Rotom. I just need Trick Room up to make sure. And I just can't let my Tyranitar get burned. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I really have to worry about with Tyranitar, is hoping it doesn't get burned. I just, you know, oh my god. Special Tyranitar used to be a little bit more common. So, you know, people didn't always burn it. But now I've been seeing physical Tyranitar a little bit more often, or mix. So, you know, people do go straight for that burn, and that's something I have to be careful about. You know, I could take the Hydro Pump. It's the burn that really does threaten me. So let's see what he's going to start off with. It's going to be the Rotom and the Gyarados, and I'm actually pretty satisfied with that lead. I will pretty much be able to get off a very powerful Hyper Beam right off the bat, and go for a Trick Room, which is going to be very, very crucial here. So that's what I'm going to do. I do think Altaria will underspeed these guys, so that's going to be good. And I have no reason to just not protect this first turn. He could double into me with an Ice Fang. It's going to be neutral. And a Thunderbolt, which will be resisted. He might have HP Ice. That is possible. I don't expect it. I don't expect it. Dragon Dance Gyarados right in the face of a Cresselia Altaria. That is ballsy. That is ballsy. And you're gonna burn. What are you burning? You're burning the Cresselia. So you want to get some chip damage off. I really do not stand behind that turn. I don't understand what you went for there. Now he is +1, so something that we do have to be careful about is him just kind of taking me down there. But let's think about this in a logical kind of way. Hyper Voice spread did about 40% to both of these guys. Am I right? I am right. So if we add another 0.5 to that, it will be about 60, and that should be enough to take it out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to Helping Hand boost it, and we're going to go straight for that Hyper Voice. Rotom cannot one-shot us from here, so regardless of what the Rotom chooses, because it is slower than the Altaria. Oh, it's not slower than the Altaria. I misremembered that, and these should just both go down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Math, it works. Yeah, I mean, oddly enough, I did math was my favorite subject in high school, but I did not want to continue it in college because it's just like I had the option of basic math or like calculus, and I'm like, I'm a freshman. Well, I want to have fun, so we're gonna go with this one, you know. So that's just kind of what happened there. Now we have a Florges here. And I'm going to go look up Florges real quick. It doesn't need any item to hit us and knock us out with Moonblast, so I think I'm just going to switch here. And I'm going to Psychic the Talonflame, because it's going to be Brave Bird in me. And I'm going to bring in Ferrothorn here. Now, he could Flare Blitz me, which I don't really care about. I'm just expecting a Moonblast, you know. He might double into me. That's possible. I think the Florges I have in the calcs is like max special attack, so that's probably not going to happen. He actually Brave Birds the Ferrothorn. Very good for me, because he's going to take a lot of recoil from that. Just so much recoil. Oh my god, that did more than half. Wow, wow, wow. And we're going to get the Psychic off, and that actually takes it out with a crit. Not that it really mattered, because I think what would have happened, he would have gotten an attack off. Oh, he's going for Calm Minds. This guy is really setup happy. Really, really setup happy. Very odd. You don't see a lot of setup moves in VGC, you know, without the proper support. You know, this guy did not have the proper support for Gyarados to set those up. So I'm just going to go straight. Actually, you know what? I don't think Psychic's going to really do much because he is, in fact, Calm Minding up. So I'm just going to Helping Hand boost Gyro Ball this Florges, see how much that does. He might have HP Fire, which would suck. But we do have Tyranitar, so not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. And yeah, I know, Tyranitar. Wow, that's weird. He's weak to Fairy. I mean, I have Sand to back me up, so it's not that big of a deal. I could have gone for Leech Seed here, but I was just kind of, wow. Oh, man. I was not expecting a one-hit KO there. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Alright, a 4-3 and a 3-1. A 4-0 and a 3-0. Beautiful. I am on a roll with this team. This is definitely one of the better teams I made for ORAS for the 15 metagame. And I made this well before we knew the rules. As soon as we got ORAS, I was like, yeah, it's going to be National Dex. So I just made teams for National Dex, which in the long run, if it ended up being Hoenn Dex, well, I would have been inexperienced. But since I've been doing National Dex since, I'd say probably even a little bit before ORAS came out, you know, I know what the threats are, you know, I can handle them pretty well. Even when I have a big old weakness to Mawile, which he didn't bring. I don't know, wait, was that the other battle? I don't remember anymore, guys. Oh, man. But either way, you know, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.